freehand drawing. This class we focus on freehand, okay, freehand, but we mix with digital. And also, if anytime if you want to transfer to digital, try to use samples. Okay, samples. If you use a phone picture quality not good enough. Okay, and also the ScanWorks can give you scale. Yeah, this is that scale, high quality scan. You can scan from library or scan from third floor. Yeah. Okay, so this one you can see the detail. I add another layer. I use green background. Green background I can use it to highlight. So this one I add another layer. You can see background a little bit dark. Corner, and also add a furniture. And also you can see this one a little bit shading, and a shadow, a little bit of shadow, not too much. Very soft edge. I use a brush tool. Then you can see this one. I add a highlight, and the light from top. In the middle, typical we have a light. Okay, so a little bit light color, and also this one just indicated reflection. If you have a hard surface like wood, hard surface or tile, except the carpet, I can apply a little bit diagonal reflection. Okay, reflection. You can see maybe reflection. Okay, and also this is value. Except the value. Yeah, this is highlight, and also this another layer. You can see this is material. Materials you can find a very general material, hardwood floor, okay, wood floor, and also marble or tile. I have two different colors. This is a flat color. This is a flat color. So we are going to flat color, then put a value on the top. Okay. If you finish it like this, okay, this is value. Okay, this is value. Okay, so now, yeah, this is value. I can use white color. So I didn't apply the material. I only apply materials for floor material. Okay, so I don't want to make it too busy. So furniture, I didn't apply furniture. If you have time, you can apply furniture. I just leave white. No materials. I only apply floor. And also this is storage. Table, furniture, I didn't apply. And this is you can see two different materials. Two different tile, marble, okay? So this is a vanity toilet. And also Photoshop. See, I add a value on the top. See that? See the difference? So this one just solid color. Then you can see corner, little bit dark. And also I have light received, a little bit soft. I didn't apply this pattern. I reduce opacity. That's called opacity. I reduce opacity. And also this part I add a shadow and a reflection. See, you can see difference. This is just color. This is we add value. And also you decide. Take a look at this different. I keep the tile. I keep the tile color. I keep the tile lines. You can see line. But hardwood I don't. You can choose with the floor line or without floor line. And also you can change. The advantage for this one, I can change material. For example, this is herringbone pattern. I didn't make the outline for herringbone pattern. So take a look at. You can include the herringbone pattern. You decide. I didn't draw that herringbone. Okay. Let's just find the image. So take a look at background image. You want to keep the line or without line. It's up to you. Okay. So this is why I did I did ink it. I make a different layer. If you make one layer, you cannot do that. Okay, you cannot do that. So this is why I make different layers. Okay, so different layers. Yeah, I have a straight line. This with outline or without outline, that's fine. Okay. Don't be make sure don't be afraid your freehand drawing. You have the cross line on the edge. This is not a computer. For future, you have a lot of works. Studio 2, Studio 3, working for computer works. Freehand drawing, don't be afraid. Just look like a freehand. For future, if you're looking for job, okay, make sure the company is interested about your studio work. They're interested about your freehand skill, not a computer. Okay, not a computer. So interesting about this drawing. So if you have any red line works, save it. Okay, so any initial question this one? Okay, I give you idea. I open the Photoshop. Open Photoshop. Okay, Photoshop. I open. Working this one. Demo. 11. Okay, good. Okay. Initially, so this is the last class I show you example. I have a progress. Take a look at what we have it. Different layer. I got our background. This layer. This is the floor plan. Red line. Save it. Maybe I don't need it, but for future, if you're looking for jobs, they're interesting about your progress. Okay, they have to make sure. If you find it, you just show this beautiful. If you just show this, oh, this sorry. Yeah, if you just show this one, it's not enough. Okay, so who knows? You copy from somebody else, copy from ComputerWorks. Okay, if you show this one, that's your design. Okay, this is evidence your progress. Save this page. Save this page. Okay, so this one take a look, different layer on the top. I have a outline for the. This layer is really important. Never ignore that. So this is RCP, reflect setting plan. Okay, this is a switch plan, and also, oh, by the way, I should furniture first. Furniture, and also this partition plan. Furniture plan, and also floor finish plan. See, floor finish. This is floor finish plan. So this is why I create a different layer. So when I transfer to Photoshop, make me more flexible. Okay, for flexible. Yes.
Can you one more time show how you're creating an additional layer, like a different layer?
Yeah. If you, I'm going to create a layer later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to create a layer. So later, absolutely, I'm going to create a layer. Yeah. This is a finish line, and also I have a furniture. Yeah, this is furniture. But do you want to show furniture? You have two options. Do you want to show just like this? That's it, or do you want to show the furniture finish line? Okay, finish line. But this finish line, I get a trouble. The trouble is take a look at furniture. Furniture, absolutely, I don't want to show, right? I need to create one more layer, the white color. See, I create one more layer, white color, just between the floor and the finish and the furniture. So I have this layer so we can see furniture. Okay, pretty good. And also this time I don't want to show floor finish. No furniture. Oh no, without a finish. And the ceiling, you can see ceiling line. And also I have a ceiling. Ink. Okay, I'm going to turn off the furniture. See the ink, which is above from red line. I turn off the red line. Okay, and also wire, switch plan, electrical plan. Okay, so this time this is show. Okay, well, I have different layer, but anyway, this time I don't have to render my ceiling plan. I don't want to render my ceiling plan. Okay, yeah. If you want to create a layer, so this time if you want to create a layer, like this time, if I want a regular create a layer, I can create a layer from this corner. You can see plus number, plus. I have layer 1. I create a new layer. Layer this time I can just grab the red color. I can use a brush. I can use a brush. See, I can make a brush green color on the between that. See that? So this is just to create a new layer. Layer 1. I'm gonna reduce, delete. Okay, good. Okay, now material. Material I focus on floor plan. I'm going to working from this plan. I'm going to show like this. Okay. If I wanna first, I wanna add the pattern. How can I add a pattern? I give it your pattern. Pattern. I can working from here. From the partition image. I save the file. I need to add a flow pattern. Flow pattern, which is under, I have a folder. I provide a folder. I have a folder which is logic icon. Okay, I have a hardwood floor and hairball. Okay, so for example, if I want to use hardwood floor, I use a basic hardwood floor. This one. Okay, hardwood floor have this one. Hardwood floor. Okay, hardwood floor. Okay, I'm gonna hear hardwood floor. I can drag. Make sure drag this layer to here. Drag layer. I can open. I can drag. I want this color pattern. Drag to here. Not here. I drag to here to Photoshop. Okay, great. I have this one, this pattern. I'm going to drag this pattern to here. How can I do that? You just drag, click from left side tool. I use move tool, just drag to here. Perfect. See? I drag this color to here. So this pattern right now too small. Okay, that's too small. I need to enlarge. Enlarge this time, just use the eyeball. Just use the eyeball. Okay, not too small, not too big. Okay, not too small, not too big. So this time, if you want to give it a size match to your pattern, that's fine. Okay, so how can I do that? Take a look at it. I'm going to turn on the floor finish. Yeah, if I turn on floor finish, okay, and also I can enlarge a little bit of this drawing. Enlarge. Oops. Okay, I'm going to enlarge this one. This layer number 1. Take a look at enlarge this one. Click drag. Take a look how big it is. What size you want it. So this one roughly. Take a look at what size you want it. Okay. Maybe like this size. This I do think just use your eyeball. Okay. You feel comfortable. You don't have absolutely. It's impossible. You 100% match your pattern. It's impossible. Okay. So roughly I got it like this. Okay. Good. So now. I'm I'm going to. I need to turn on the floor plan. Turn on the. Take a look at. So right now I cannot see pattern. I have another layer for the partition line. Okay, so right now, so take a look at this shape. This shape, which is like this. Okay, I'm going to cut that shape. Cut the shape, different choice. I can do this. I can trace the. Take a look at, before I work in this one, I'm going to create one background. I'm going to create one layer. Okay, create one layer under the rectangle partition line. I create one more layer. I plus number. Okay, I'm going to create a pattern. Take a look at layer number 2. Layer number 2. I use this tool, rectangular tool. Rectangular. Take a look at. I rectangular tool. I make a shape. Okay, I make this shape. This shape. I use the tassel tool. This one, rectangular marquee tool. Then I'm going to cover this one black background. I'm going to use a black. How can I use black? Then I choose color. I just pick black. So this is color. I'm going to test the color. I just go ahead and use black. Don't worry. Then I use a bucket tool. I pick the color. I use a bucket tool. Just a regular bucket. Number 2. Perfect. Take a look at this black. Absolutely, eventually I'm not use black. Okay. I can do this. I can reduce opacity. I want to use gray, but I can use the opacity reduce. See that? I reduce. This is not big deal. So this one just test the color. Okay, I can control D. Cancel selection. Okay, I have this gray color background. I use black. Then I change opacity. Next step, I'm going to remove the edge. Remove the border. Remove the border. Remove the border. How can I do that? Remove the border. I'm going to show you the size this one. Okay, like this size. Okay. So take a look at roughly like this. So this time I can do this. I can use a tool. This is called path. I'm going to use pen tool. This pen tool from a corner edge. Okay, I hold the shift key. Here. Okay. Then move down to here. I just trace the entire shape. Here, then here. Because I have ink on the top, that's black color. Here. I just between that move. Here. And move the shape. Okay. Okay, that's it. Move to stop point. It will show you stop point. It will show you the circle. Then I'm going to save this path. Save this path. Go back. Move from layer to path. Layer to path. I'm going to save this path. Save this path. Okay, I just make this shape working path. That's called working path. Working path. I move to here. Move to dashed line path. Okay, and also I can rename this one. Rename this one. I save this path. You drag to plus number. Okay, path number 1. So what is this path? I call flow. I call path. Call flow. Overall. Yeah, you can give it any name. You know that's overall. Okay, that's it. After that, take a look at after that. I'm going to reduce this size. I have this path. I'm going to backspace. Okay, I got a trouble. If I backspace, I remove this part. So this step, I Control Z. I'm going to use a tool, use a select. Then that's called inverse. Okay, after inverse, first initial select, we just select this part. If I use inverse, which will select offset part. Inverse, backspace, perfect. This is what I want. This is gray color. Why I use gray? Because later I'm gonna highlight. Lighting test, I have a gray background. And also I want to save this path. This path is really important. Okay. I'm gonna remove this path, Control D. Okay, good. So now take a look at it. I'm gonna go back to I can turn off this one. I can turn on my layer one. I'm gonna rename this one. What is this name? I call material. I call flow. You know that's flow. MAT, material, wood. I call number 1. Wood number 1. I have wood number 2. Okay. Okay, so now I have this pattern. So now how about this edge? I'm going to remove this edge. Absolutely. Okay. So now if I want to remove, I can go back to turn on path. Do you remember I create a path flow overall? I drag path flow overall to select area, select. Great. I cannot backspace. Backspace delete here, undo it. I'm going to inverse, select, inverse, perfect. Great. I got a flow. How about this part, this material? This material, which is this one. I don't need this one anymore. I have another material. I'm going to use big pattern. This one. Take a look at. I have this pattern. This is a marble flow. Okay, marble flow. I'm going to use that pattern. Marble. Okay, great. Marble. I'm going to insert another one. Gray paper, gray marble. I have a gray and a white. Okay, perfect. Gray. Okay, so this is white marble. I'm gonna drag this marble to here. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna modify later. So take a look at which part you prefer. I can shrink size. Maybe like this size. Maybe okay. Maybe. Okay, good. Perfect. Slightly bigger. Great. Okay, layer 3 and also layer 3. So this type of material I wanna working for this part and here. So how can I do this one? Since this is small part, I don't have to use a pen tool. I just use a marquee tool. Take a look at. I'm gonna zoom in. I just do this. Here to here, cut it, remove. Here to here. Okay. Here to here. Okay. I'm allowed to use marquee tool. I just do this. Okay. This won't take a long time. Okay. Backspace. Won't take a long time. Here. And also I'm not working too many details, you can see. So this is why your floor plan, cut here. Okay, perfect. Here, a little bit details. Okay, save the file. So this time you can see your floor plan. You make a vertical, horizontal is how important. Okay, if your floor plan is not perfect, I want you to look at screen. Is not working? Okay, I don't want to miss this one. If you are not making straight, the problem is you cannot use numbers. You have to spend more time. So vertical, horizontal. So if I were you, I make everything horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Okay, make me life easy. Okay, I try to avoid any diagonal shape. If you make a diagonal, take more time. Okay, I get this material, so everything straight, perfect. I have another layer material, this layer. See this one? Okay, that's fine. I drag it to here, perfect. How about this size? If you feel okay, that's okay. Yeah, you can enlarge a little bit, shrink a little bit. Okay, good. I feel okay, this one. Perfect. Okay, good. Okay, now I'm going to cut the shape. I don't have to cut this one. That's a little bit cut. Okay, this one. I'm going to use the marquee tool again. Marquee tool. See? That's it. Just remove here. I think it's fine. That's it. Or remove here. Sorry. Oops. Remove here. That's it. Great. Okay. But the problem is, therefore I'm gonna give it a name. This is I give it a name. This is called floor. MAT. Marble. Gray. Take a look at I name. I understand it. Typical called gray marble. First floor. MAT I call material. Then next marble. Then next gray. That's make you easy to remember. Okay? Because if you call gray marble, sometimes gray wood, maybe gray wallpaper, make it really confused. Okay, it's confused. So I make order. I find the marble first, then I find the gray. Okay, yeah. So this is just name layer. Okay, I have this one. I have another one which call layer 3. Oh, by the way, layer 3, I guess that's, that layer 3, which is white marble. This is called floor. MAT, marble, white. That's white color. Okay, good. The problem is I need to bring take a look at white marble on the top from gray marble. I drag to top. Oh, bring up. Perfect. Everybody see that? I bring on the top. And also next step. Okay, so next step I'm going to take a look at. Save the file. I'm gonna turn off this one. So next step, if I turn on the furniture, I have a furniture white I did it before. Perfect. But for the closet, I don't have wood panel. I'm gonna just, if I want to keep the more, conceptual drawing, I just keep white. Okay, I just keep white. If you want to keep white, you have to create one more layer. This is I call floor. Easy to remember. Floor. Storage. Just white. Just forget name. White color. White. Okay. So this one. Spend more time. I can use marquee tool. I can do this. Take a look at here to here. You still can use pen tool. Then I use a brush. I use a white color switch bucket, the bucket. See, white. Yeah. Okay, now I want the next one. Just spend time. Here, white. Yeah, just use this one, or you can use the pen tool. It's up to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect. Then go back to path. You move working path to select it. Perfect. Then I use bucket tool. Just white. Okay. So this part I use bucket tool. So take a look at straight. Straight is really important. Make straight. I try to avoid the show diagonal line. See white. Don't forget this one. This is a shelf. Okay, shelf white. I just give it white. White. Okay, good. And a toilet. Don't forget a toilet. Okay, toilet. Toilet is white color also. Toilet is shaped like this. Let me see. Sometimes I just working like this. Take a look at toilet. See toilet. I just enlarge a little bit. Toilet. Sometimes I just use a brush. I use a brush tool. Then I choose hard edge, smaller. Okay, take a look. I just freehand drawing. I have a black ink here. I just freehand draw. See that? This won't take a long time. Perfect. Then reduce size. Okay. See? I got it. I think I got everything. Save the file. Okay. So now this is flat color. If you finish like this, I would say that's okay. You got a ink joint. You got a base color. That's fine. Okay. But if you want to make it better, we try to add more value. Okay, more value. More value this time. I'm going to working from gray color. I'm going to turn off this one. Okay, that's it. I think that's it. I can working for value. Take a look at. I'm working for value. Value. I turn off the line works. Oops, line. Finish line. Okay. I'm working for value. So this is a flat. Okay, solid color. So this is why I use a black color. I use a black color. I'm going to create one more layer on the top. So I call floor. I call value. Shade value. I call shade. Not a shadow. Okay, shade. Value. Floor. Shade value. I'm going to use a tool. Take a look at. I use a tool. I can show white color. I use a dark color. So this time, take a look at. I use a color. I still use black. Just don't be afraid. Use black. I just use black. I use take a look at. Brush tool. I'm going to use not hard brush. Soft. In large size. Take a look at what I'm doing. More bit. Bigger. So like this step, you already took my rendering class. This is not rendering class. You took my last quarter. Okay, go back if you want to take a look at. Go back, check I give you hand on the last quarter. Exactly. Value. Okay. So floor plan value. Take a look at. Typical corner, a little bit dark. This is last quarter I talk about that. So this is value. See? Okay, this value, but it's not good. Okay. Okay. So now I can reduce this flow. That's called flow. Flow 100%. What I mean? Every time I click, that's black. I can reduce flow. This is for roughly 10. If I click once, that's 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. Get a darker. Okay, flow. If you use a flow, that's easy to control. I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna delete. Okay. I save the file. Now I'm gonna use a tool, use a brush, soft edge. I use a flow 10%. Take a typical corner for overall corner. Oops, I can enlarge a little bit more. For 401, I give it 600. 600. Okay, so just once click corner, typical corner, a little bit dark. Corner, a little bit dark. Not too much. Take a look at. I apply corner, a little bit dark. Corner. See that? Don't be afraid if you make it too dark. If you make it too dark, we can change opacity. Change opacity, make it brighter. Okay, good. Like this one, how about here? How about the edge, corner? Edge corner, I can go back and turn on the path. Do you remember we create a path flow overall to here to select? Perfect. I'm gonna inverse, select inverse, backspace. Perfect. I saved that. Okay, so next step, I have this one. Next step, I add one more layer. This is a shade value. I'm gonna add one more thing. That's called flow shadow. Flow shadow. Flow shadow, you don't have to make a very dark color. So this time, I'm going to make a very soft shadow. Soft shadow. Okay, so which means I can reduce this size. So typical, a little bit bigger. So like this furniture here, little bit shadow. I use same color. Brush. See, a little bit dark here, a bit dark here, and also here a little bit dark. Here a little bit dark. Corner. In a chair, a little bit dark. See that? And also this is a toilet, a little bit dark. I think that's it. Take a look at. If I turn off this one, I add a little bit shadow. Not too strong. See that? Not too strong. Add a little bit more. Add a little bit more. Okay. And also I turn on both shade value and a little bit stronger. And also next step, I'm going to add the highlight. Highlight. That's not highlight. A little bit white color for floor. So this time, if you want to add a light color, I suggestion you have to turn on gray color, because if you use white color, is not, you cannot see. I use gray background, so this time I can see. I add one more layer. That's cool. Take a look at. I add one layer. That's cool. I always call floor. I call light white or whatever, just light received. Received. Light received. So now I use still use brush. I'm gonna switch to white and also increase this size. So typical. Here a little bit light color. Take a look at. Little bit light color, typical. Typical here a little bit light also. And here a little bit light. That's typical. See here light, here light. If I turn off the color value, you can see more. I make here light, maybe more, maybe more. And also here natural light, maybe received. That's it. Take a look at. I add this layer. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the flow or turn on the value. So now this flow, I have this value, but right now I realize maybe if you feel the gray color too dark, you can reduce intensity. We change the shadow. I reduce opacity. Okay, like this color. But how about a white? How about a flow? How about flow material? Okay, so this time I'm going to turn off the gray. Okay, turn off the gray. And I turn on material. Take a look at. How about flow? And also, I turn on the gray marble. Perfect. But the problem, I cannot see value. Okay, I cannot see value. I need to take a look at it. For the shadow, I need to bring this up. Floor light received 1. I hold the shift key. Shade value. Take a look at it. I'm going to drag this on the top from material. Drag it here. Perfect. Okay, so right now I do think something I need to adjust. I need to adjust the value 100%. Reduce the intensity. Make it a little bit lighter. And also floor shadow. I think this is too strong. A little bit darker. Okay, so right now I change value. And also furniture. I turn on furniture white. See? And also I turn on the, I call storage. I call storage. Storage. Oh, floor storage white. Perfect. Good. So right now, like this. So this is without the flow pattern. Without the flow pattern. If you want a flow pattern, okay, if you want a flow pattern, you can turn on the finish line. I have a finish line. And also, how about this pattern? This pattern wood flow, I can give it a wood flow 100%. I can reduce this number opacity. I can reduce maybe to 80%. You use your eyeball, feel comfortable. I'm not using 100%. So right now I save the file. Okay. So I got this one. I got a floor with pattern. Okay. How about if you change it? Okay, this time I feel I don't want a stripe pattern. I want a hairball. Yes, you can change the hairball, or even the hardwood, even the tile, marble. You want to change a different one? That's fine. So if this time I want a hairball, that's fine. You can use hairball. I'm gonna turn off this one. I can go back to, I use hairball. This hairball. This one. I have this pattern. Great. I want a hairball. I want this pattern. So first this pattern I'm going to rotate a 90 degree. You decide. I'm going to rotate. Image. Rotate a 90 degree clockwise. I'll use this pattern. Okay, I want to use this pattern. I'm going to drag this pattern to here. Perfect. Good. So after drag to here, so you decide, do you want to shrink this size? If you want to shrink a little bit, okay, that's fine. You can shrink size. Good. If that's comfortable, this one, okay, I feel comfortable. That's okay. If I get a hairball, this one, hairball, the problem is the edge. I need to go back and turn on the path. Path overall, drag to select, inverse, select, inverse, backspace. Perfect. I got a hairball. Okay, so herringbone shape, herringbone absolutely this time with make sure without this pattern. If you see this pattern here, floor finish pattern, it's not working because herringbone that's 45 degrees, but this line is harder than this one. But I want to keep this. I want to remove this line. If I want to remove this line, we can duplicate outline. We still have so many math. We still can use we can use the block, create block, okay. But I don't want to do that this time. This time I just keep life easy. I just create the copy. Okay, create a copy. I create a copy. Let me see. Yeah, we can use these two, a layer mask. We still can use a layer mask, okay. But Photoshop, make sure you can find so many tools. But I'm not going to teach you everything, even I don't know everything, okay? Yeah. So right now, keep your life easy. I just make a copy this line. Floor finish line. I'm gonna duplicate the layer, duplicate copy number 2. It's up to you. Okay, that's fine. Copy number 2. This is exactly copy number. If I use number 2, so this time I can use the marquee tool. Take a look at what happened. I remove this part. That's part gone. See, I remove this part. I can mark it 2 more, like this. Backspace. That's it. Okay, so this part I have this one, but my finishing line I still have this line. Now I go back, turn on herringbone. Okay, so this herringbone without outline. Oh, by the way, don't forget here. Okay, remove that part. Remove this part. Remove. Okay. Remove. I can remove here. See, remove. Backspace. Oops, wrong one. I need a highlight layer 3. Okay. So give the new name. So now got it. So right now I got a simple. I only apply for the floor. This is, I would see this is sometimes this is one style. Okay, style like that. Okay, one style like that. Okay, yeah, style. I only apply floor. I add. Take a look at without. If without, you can feel different. If without. See, if without effect. Oh, I turn on marble white. Okay, if you have without effect, just like this is a flat color. See that? Okay. I combine with shade. See, a little bit dark, shadow, and also light receive. Okay, so just to make it more interesting. Okay, let me save this file. I open my pre-made one. Open the file. So this work, I add one more layer. That's cool. Add one more layer, that's cool. Highlight. See, highlight. Highlight this one just to give idea. This more look like shiny material. See, I add a shiny material. Shiny, which is I make a diagonal highlight. Okay, I make a diagonal highlight, only that different. Yeah. Okay, so this one, I make this one. Is there more question this one? And also, I'm gonna save this file. What's this? I just show you. Yeah, this process, gray, value, shading, shadow, highlight. This is a highlight. Mix with a pattern. Okay. Yeah, make draw more interesting. I didn't apply the furniture. Okay.